Today's idea of the day is a quick tip to make your Windows computer a little more secure. One of the things that drives me crazy about Windows, whenever I get to a new computer, whether it's mine or a client's, is that by default, Microsoft doesn't show you file extensions. I have a problem with that. You see, let's say you have a file and it's a picture. It might end with, let's say, .jpg, JPEG. And most people know by now when they see .jpg, it's a JPEG file, it's a picture. And they know by now that when they see a PDF, that is a portable document file, that's an Adobe PDF file, it's a PDF file. They know DOC, DOCX, they know XL, XLSX. They know the extensions by now. But Microsoft doesn't show you the extensions by default. Their assumption is that they're doing this for your own good so you don't accidentally change the extension. That's a bad policy decision because by leaving that setting the way Microsoft leaves it by default, you're actually creating a security problem. Because let's say I send you a picture. Well, that's not a picture. I send you a file name that, let's say, is FunnyCat.JPG .exe. So now it's got two extensions. But in the Windows world, the last extension is the only one that counts. So it's really .exe. And since the default behavior from Microsoft is to hide the extension, you, when you receive this file from a stranger, are seeing a file that says FunnyCat.JPG. You don't see the .exe because it's set by default to not show known file extensions, meaning if it's a known file extension, it doesn't show it. But the problem there is that if people don't realize that it's not showing the extension, they see something that they think will be harmless. Because generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, by the way, you can never get a virus from a JPEG file because a JPEG file is just a picture. It's no executing code whatsoever in there. But if you get something that says funnycat.jpg.exe and the exe is not shown because it's not set to show you the file extensions of known types, you have the risk of accidentally running a virus. Somebody sends you an email with, funnycat.jpg.exe. You think of it as a JPEG file, something that's harmless. You run it, you've now got yourself a virus. So for today's idea of the day, I'd like to do two things. First, I'd like to suggest that Microsoft changes their policy so that by default, they show extensions. There's no reason to hide them. And today's second point is I want to show you right now how to change that. Now, what you need to do is, depending on which version of Windows you have, because it's actually in different places, you got to look for folder options. If it's Windows 10, you may have to hit a drop down, and then when you're in the File Explorer, you'll see an option that eventually says folder options. I'll put a couple of pictures here showing what it looks like in different versions of Windows, but you got to look for that folder options. And then when you go down there, you'll scroll to a point where it has an option that specifically says hide extensions for known types. You need to uncheck that. You should never hide the extensions. You should always be aware of the extensions because that's the safest way to make sure you know what you're looking at. Because just simply hiding the extensions is actually hiding a potential threat. And that's today's idea of the day. All right, so that's today's idea of the day. I hope you liked it. If you visit ideaoftheday.com, you'll see a new one every day. Every day. Yeah, some of them don't suck. And don't forget to subscribe. And you can see them here every day, brand new one. And some of my videos don't suck either.